One of the most important steps in managing a property is properly screening your tenants. We see people make the mistake over and over that they seem nice, so they don't bother checking out their references or checking out their employment and making sure their rental history is accurate and even correct. Those people that seem nice are the ones that do the most damage. There's professional tenants. There's tenants that know how to get into a building and not pay rent for 6, 8, 10, 12 months even, and drag these things on. And that can be avoided by proper screening in most cases. Not every, but in most cases you can catch those if they've done it before. We make sure every tenant is screened, both for their credit is obviously checked, their public records, civil judgments. We also verify everything. And there's ways to verify information and get a quick answer and feel like you've done your job, or there's really verifying it. And a good example would be employment. We don't call the number that's on the application. We call the HR department for that company. The difference is it's not Joe's friend Bob who answers the phone, Vandelay Industries, and says, oh yeah, Joe's a great guy, he works here, he makes $5,000. Well, Joe's unemployed. But if you call Vandelay Industries, there you go. They don't know Joe, and he's not working there, and you've dodged a bullet. But there's many steps in that process, and by having a system and making sure that's followed and having accountability in that process will save property owners thousands and thousands of dollars over the course of the life of their investment. We specialize that. We have people that's all they do. They approve the applications. They know what to look for. There's a lot of questions to be asked, and there's a lot of little red flags that to the untrained eye aren't going to pop off an application or off a credit report. But to somebody who's looking at these things day in, day out, those red flags are going to pop up. Property owner that owns 20 units, how many units is he going to rent in a year? 2, 4, maybe? We're renting hundreds of units in a month and thousands over the year. So that person who's looking at those credit reports didn't look at 3 or 4 this year. They've looked at hundreds and hundreds of them.